Divorce. Part one. As I was trying to think what to do next in the impactful parent, I decided to make a whole new category just for divorce. There's so many different facets of divorce, how to handle it, what to do, and so many tips that I can provide. But more importantly, support for parents that might need it when you're going through this, because man, I wish I had it. Yeah, I'm a divorced parent too. So I wanted to start off with not even my advice, but the advice of others. What did they have to say about divorce? So I asked several of my divorce friends, what's the one piece of advice that you have for a newly divorced parent? And here are their most popular replies, paraphrased. Number 10, figure out how to support your children through divorce beforehand. Number 9, be honest with yourself. Number 8, take the high road. Number 7, make sure the kids feel loved. Number 6, be prepared to get resistance when you start dating. Number 5, take care of your health too. Number 4, be careful of everything you say and do in front of the kids because they're watching. Number 3, you can hate your ex all you want, but leave it out of the co-parenting. Now, number 2 was very popular. Never say or do anything negative about your ex in front of the kids. But the number one most common response I got was put the children first. Divorce is one of the most challenging things that I've ever been through. I never wanted my divorce. In fact, for me, the divorce was somewhat of a surprise. Even up to the end, I couldn't believe it was happening. And months later, I was still devastated. I spiraled into a person that I didn't even recognize. My usual calm and logical self had utterly unhinged. For me, divorce was not only heartbreaking, but it was scary. All the emotions, anger and sadness and fear and loneliness, it was overwhelming. I felt completely out of control. I was anxious, depressed, vengeful, scared, relieved, and every emotion possible. I acted recklessly and nervously. One minute, I isolated myself, and the next, I worked like, yeah, you know what? It doesn't even matter. Basically, I was a hot, crazy mess, which is probably an understatement. But divorce happens. The world does not stop. And I wish I had these wise words of many others to help me through. So I want to go through those suggestions again. And this time, I'm going to elaborate. Number 10 was figure out how to support your children through the divorce beforehand. Now, this person wanted you to know that you got to get started with creating a whole support system, people, books, resources, and a parenting plan. Do you need a good lawyer? Do you need a new friend to talk to? How can you make this situation the most manageable? I know all you want to do is just lay and cry in bed, but you need to start thinking about your plan. I know it's scary. I know it feels like shit right now. This won't be easy, but it's still important. The more time you have to prepare and get good friends and resources by your side, the better off your family's going to be. Number 9, be honest with yourself. Now, these are profound words from my friend here. He went on to add, allow truth to exist. Just because you don't like it, it doesn't mean it isn't real. Once you get past the hurt, or at least acknowledge your emotions, then you can move forward having a healthy relationship. I love that quote. Thank you, Rodrigo Bravo. Number 8, take the high road. This one's tough. Being resentful and vindictive is much easier and more satisfying with all of those emotions that are running through your veins. But if you can hold back and take the high road, I applaud you and tell you that it is so worth it. Kids are always watching, and the high road is the one you want to role model. Kids only learn how to take the high road themselves if the high road was modeled for them before. So do it for them if you have no other reason, because you can do it. Number 7, make sure the kids feel loved. This friend wants you to pay attention to the kiddos right now. Ensure they know the divorce isn't their fault and allow them to vent and even ask you questions. Expect some lousy behavior out of nowhere. This is your child's way of releasing emotions that they didn't know how to process or deal with. So give your child some grace, but also make them accountable for their actions. This is going to be a very delicate balance for the next several months. Give each child an extra kiss a day. Try to keep that routine as much as possible and encourage them to have as much physical activity as they can handle. I know your brain is in a million places and your coping mechanism might be to hide away, but make an intentional effort to pay attention to your kids. Number 6, be prepared to get resistance when you start dating. Yeah, it doesn't matter when you start to date again. The kids are going to be hurt. Your dating seals another nail into the happy family coffin. So the kids aren't going to be happy. Expect the children to misbehave out of nowhere again. I suggest being honest with your kids about dating, and you can even talk about your dates if they're curious. However, do not introduce them to any person that you haven't been with for over 8 months. Yeah, 8 months. Hearing about dating and seeing your actual date hits differently with kids. So be prepared that you may be in for some turbulence. Number 5, take care of your health too. Again, I know you want to lay in bed all day and eat ice cream, but you have to take care of yourself too. And you can do this. Get a massage, color your hair, get your nails done. The best thing you can do for yourself is exercise. I even started taking pole dancing lessons when I was getting my divorce, and I absolutely loved it. If you can't do it for yourself, then do it for your kids because they need to see their parent is a badass. Number 4, be careful of everything you do and say because the kids are watching. Yep, never forget it. You are role modeling a lot right now. You're role modeling things that you don't even realize. Things like how to deal with people that you don't get along with, how to break up with somebody, how to take a breakup, how to recover and get back on your feet after a breakup, what you say and do when you are full of emotions. You're role modeling the best way to cope with sadness and fear and anger. You're role modeling how to move on and how to forgive. And the list goes on. So remember, those kids are watching. Number 3, you can hate your ex all you want, but leave it out of co-parenting. Yes. This goes back to taking the high road and putting the kids first. But it's excellent advice. You must keep your feelings separate from your responsibility to keep the kids happy and healthy. And I know that this is hard. It will feel like you are the one eating shit and compromising all the time, but still do it. Number 2, never say anything negative about your ex in front of the kids. All right, another great piece of advice, which is much easier said than done, especially when your ex talks badly about you. But it goes back to your kids are watching. Even if your ex drives you crazy, lies to the kids, and talks crap about your business, you must let that bad talk stay one sided. Don't engage in front of the children. Kids watch and see everything. Let the children see that your ex is full of negativity, mistrust, and foul language. You will be taking the high road and role modeling the better behaviors. Because the bottom line is, talking badly about your ex hurts the kids more than anybody else. Kids love both of their parents. They are wired to love their parents, even if their parent is abusive and horrible. It takes quite a lot of abuse for a child to reject their biological mom and dad. So when kids hear you talk badly about another person that they love, it just confuses them and makes them feel bad about themselves. So just don't do it. And lastly, number one, put the children first. Okay, this was by far the most popular answer that I got from my survey. And most people hear this phrase, but don't really internalize its meaning very well. This is another phrase that is much easier said than done. But do you really understand what it takes to put the children first? Because it's going to be things like not arguing in front of the kids, sometimes eating shit because the ex did or said something and you can't fight back. It's compromising with your ex when they never compromise with you. It's keeping good communication with your ex, although you never want to speak to that person again. It's about sharing holidays and important events. It's about sharing holidays and important events with the ex and their family. And sometimes even spending holidays alone because the children need to spend time with the ex. It's biting your tongue. And the list goes on. Putting your kids first is the umbrella of good divorced parenting. Now, I'm thankful for all these great responses from my divorced friends. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Part two, I'm going to give you my top 10 tips for a newly divorced parent. And after that, part three, I will suggest ways to make the transition easier for your children. There is so much more to come. So I hope you stick with me. Now, if this information was valuable for you today, become a more impactful parent by downloading the Impactful Parent app. The Impactful Parent app is free and full of episodes just like this one to help you in your parenting journey. Because investing in your family looks like learning the warning signs of certain behaviors so you can stop the bad things before they start. It's about getting those parenting resources that you absolutely need. And the Impactful Parent app, it's free. So go download it today. Go to your app store and type in Impactful Parent, and I'll be there. Or even easier, go to theimpactfulparent.com. And then you can discover how you can step up your parenting game and become a more impactful parent. But until next time, you got this. I'm just here to help.